Over 10,000 years ago, the Euphrates River, which flows from Turkey through Syria and Iraq, became an important supply of water. However, it currently has a significant issue. The water levels appear to be dropping every day. But what is causing the river to dry up? As the water levels fall, more previously buried ancient findings are emerging to expose the Euphrates mystery. A cave beneath the Euphrates is one of the most amazing discoveries uncovered by experts recently. And the haunting sounds within these caves are perhaps even more significant. Join us in this remarkable tale of history, mystery, and perhaps a warning for generations to come as we uncover the secrets of the Euphrates River. Number 15. The terrifying sounds. The caves discovered in Euphrates seem to be hiding a terrifying secret that humans haven't discovered yet. The strange shapes of these caves set them apart from the common caves. Were they really constructed by people, or are they a work of nature? These caves resemble prison bars. It seems like they are designed to hold someone prisoner, and in addition to these strangely shaped caves, archaeologists and even ordinary people have recorded various terrifying sounds coming from the ground. Mostly report these sounds to be noises of groaning and agony that would simply make your skin crawl and give you nightmares. People have recorded groans and growls, with some claiming to have heard what sounded like moving chains from beneath the earth. Religious organizations have justified this as the fulfillment of biblical prophecy, but one big concern remains. If the Euphrates is actually the fulfillment of prophecy, does this mean that fallen angels will soon emerge and destroy 1/3 of the world's population? This secret does leave many terrified. Number 14. Tomb of King Gilgamesh. Another secret that lies below the waters of the Euphrates takes us back in time to the history and legend of King Gilgamesh, a ruler from the ancient city of Uruk. This is no ordinary story. The Epic of Gilgamesh, an ancient literary masterpiece, was penned an astonishing 2,000 years before the birth of Christ. This epic chronicles the life of the giant king Gilgamesh, who was reportedly a towering 17 feet tall. Imagine a figure of myth which might rule over the land of Uruk in what is present-day Iraq. But wait, the story gets even more intriguing. Back in 2003, a group of German explorers and archaeologists, led by the daring Jörg Fassbender, came across an ancient tomb that they believed belonged to giants who roamed the earth centuries ago. And guess what they found? The remains of massive giants were sent for carbon dating and testing. Could this be the resting place of the mighty Gilgamesh himself? Now, you might be wondering, is this true? Well, the authenticity of the footage remains a subject of debate. But that hasn't stopped the fascination and controversy surrounding this discovery. The Epic of Gilgamesh portrays him as a demigod, a powerful ruler who waged wars and acted like a tyrant. Yet, fate had a curious twist in store for Gilgamesh when the gods heard the cries of his people and sent a wild man, Enkidu, to challenge him. The epic duel between Gilgamesh and Enkidu lasted for days, leaving a mark on history. When tragedy struck and Enkidu met his end, the grieving Gilgamesh transformed into a philosopher. His friend's death stirred him to question the very meaning of life and the value of human accomplishments. This heartbreaking event set him on an epic quest to find the elusive meaning of life and perhaps even defeat death itself. For many years, Gilgamesh was believed to be a mere literary concept, an ancient king, more fiction than fact. But Fassbender's discovery shook the foundations of history. The team of explorers uncovered a vast expanse of land and property, aligning with the descriptions found in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Number 13. The Islamic prophecy. Many people see the drying of the Euphrates as proof that the prophecies were correct. The Euphrates River is predicted to dry up someday. In Islamic tradition, the dried Euphrates would reveal unexpected mysteries, such as a mountain of gold concealed beneath its waters. This prophecy is based on many hadiths given to Prophet Muhammad and passed down through generations in Islamic teachings. The image of a mountain of gold emerging from the river is profoundly significant, representing an unprecedented increase in wealth and plenty. It's an attractive thought that piques our interest in discovering what secrets lay beneath the river's surface. But before we get carried away by the temptation of great riches, examine the potential ramifications and challenges that such an unexpected discovery of vast wealth might bring. Economic booms related to precious resources have historically sparked war, power disputes, and societal unrest. The geopolitical consequences are as substantial as the sudden availability of such vast gold reserves has the potential to destabilize established economic institutions and power structures, straining international relations and potentially leading to conflicts. Number 12. Bible's prophecy. In relation to the drying of the Euphrates, Christianity likewise tells its own version of prophecy. During the end times, the Bible's book of Revelations has a significant prophecy about the Euphrates River. According to Revelation 6:12, the sixth angel will pour forth his vial on the great river, causing its waters to dry up and opening the way for the approach of the kings of the east. This prophecy is very similar to recent events, since the Euphrates River has been rapidly and unprecedentedly drying. But there's more. In Revelation 9:13-15, a dreadful aspect emerges from the dried-up riverbed. It describes the release of 4 angels confined to the vast Euphrates River, who will destroy 1/3 of all people on earth during the end times. According to this, these fallen angels were previously imprisoned in shackles beneath the Euphrates River, and once the river dries up, they will be released into the world to cause havoc during the apocalypse. These forecasts may appear like religious annotations to individuals who do not practice the Christian faith. However, it's important to notice that some people have reported weird happenings on the Euphrates River bank, generating debate and interpretations about these biblical texts. Whether you believe in these prophecies or not, the Euphrates River and the archaeological discoveries found beneath its waters hold a mysterious entity, intertwining with the beliefs of millions around the world. Number 11. The figurines and ritual objects. The cave's secrets, inscriptions, religious artifacts, and ceremonial constructions reveal the beliefs, myths, and rituals of Zakhiku's occupants. These amazing discoveries aided researchers in understanding the cosmological worldviews, deities adored, and spiritual practices linked with their beliefs. Beyond its practical importance, the Euphrates River possessed great symbolic and religious significance for the people of Zakhiku. Rivers were considered sacred entities in ancient communities, representing fertility, life-giving abilities, and spiritual significance. The flowing waterways that nourished the land and crops were viewed as manifestations of divine forces and cosmic energy, weaving a tapestry of legendary and spiritual links. Because of its proximity to the river, the cave has been speculated to play a role in religious events and rituals related to the Euphrates. Caves were thought to be natural gates to the divine realm, filled with spiritual energy and permitting interaction with supernatural powers and ancestors in ancient times. The study teams were looking for evidence of religious objects. Figurines, ritual artifacts, or offerings could all point to the cave's importance in religious ceremonies. The cave wall's inscriptions, symbols, and graphic depictions hold the key to unraveling the distinct religious beliefs, rites, and mythology associated with the Euphrates River. Perhaps the cave served as a pilgrimage or ceremonial site for those seeking spiritual advice, healing, or supernatural intervention due to the river's abilities. Ceremonial practices, purification rituals, prayers, and offerings may have occurred within its chambers. The cave's echoes, darkness, and natural acoustics add to the mystique, increasing the ritualistic experience. The people of Zakhiku may have worshipped the Euphrates River in the same way that Hindus perceive the Ganga River as a holy river. Number 10. The ancient city. The Euphrates has been discovered to contain relics from several historical periods, including Sumerian, Assyrian, Greek, Byzantine, and Islamic. However, a hidden wonder has shown itself to the world beneath the once mighty torrent of the Euphrates River. In a surprising turn of events, Iraq experienced its worst drought in decades, putting its towns in severe need of water. During the dry time, however, an incredible discovery was made that had been concealed for over 3,400 years. It all started when authorities in Kurdistan decided to drain a portion of the Mosul Dam reservoir to rescue the crops from wilting. Little did they know that this decision would reveal something beyond their wildest imagination. Archaeologists had a brief glimpse of this submerged city during a drought in 2018, but this time they were determined to make the most of the opportunity, and what they found was astonishing. The once submerged city is believed to be a major center in the Mitanni Empire. The Mitanni Empire flourished between 1,500 and 3,500 years before Christ's birth. After the city revealed itself, its history could no longer remain a secret. We now know that this city was competing with Egypt. Ultimately, the Mitanni Empire was defeated by the Assyrians and the city was later abandoned. This discovery sheds light on the ancient world and its relationships. As the reservoir in Mosul began to fill, the study team took precautions to conserve this historic masterpiece. They tarped and graveled over the location, protecting its mysteries for future generations. Number 9. The truth behind Euphrates drying. The renowned Euphrates River has been drying for ages, illustrating the intricacies of water management and the destiny of civilizations in the region. The ancient city of Babylon, a powerful civilization, recognized the critical role of regulating water flow for its prosperity and began using the Euphrates as a water route. After the Treaty of Lausanne, the allocation and control of the Euphrates River's water became a critical concern for the nations concerned. An agreement was struck between Turkey and Iraq in the year 1946, laying the groundwork for river regulation. But as we all know, human nature has a way of leading us down paths of self-interest. Turkey, Syria, and Iraq each built their dams to harness water for their own benefit, leading to a staggering disparity in water flow downstream. Imagine the once majestic Euphrates, now reduced to mere remnants of its former self. This distressing reality has left downstream regions like Iraq parched and struggling, while the upstream regions boast hydroelectric power and economic growth from their dams. The situation escalated to the point where conflicts arose, with Iraq even threatening to demolish Syria's dam in desperation for more water. In such dire situations, other countries had to intervene. Thanks to the intervention of Saudi Arabia and the Soviet Union, a crisis was averted, but the problems were far from over. The thirst for more water grew, with little consideration for its finite nature and the need for responsible management. The consequences of this short-sightedness have been devastating. The once mighty river, visible even from space, now seems to get smaller and smaller, with drought gripping the region, crops withering, and communities struggling for a sip of drinking water. The 9 million Syrians who live near the Euphrates face an existential threat since the lack of a suitable alternative jeopardizes their livelihoods and life. The river that once nourished life and supplied fertility to the countryside has turned into a cause of struggle and misery. This seems to be the secret behind the drying of the Euphrates. Number 8. The ancient cave of Zakhiku. Suspicions emerged when researchers investigated the newly discovered sunken metropolis. Could this be none other than Zakhiku's ancient center? This huge rule, which stretched over 600 miles from the Zagros Mountains to the Mediterranean Sea, was a significant metropolis within the Mitanni Empire, wielding considerable influence in the region. The Mitannis, however, clashed with influential Egyptians who coveted control of Syria. A ceasefire was established with Pharaoh Thutmose IV, but the rise of the Assyrians sealed the empire's downfall. Zakhiku suffered abandonment as their might expanded, eventually surrendering to the depths of the sea. This old city is already re-emerging, as is a compelling cave that has piqued the interest of archaeologists and historians. Hiding in secrecy for millennia, this treasure has now emerged from the depths, drawing us into a journey of discovering secrets like never before. Number 7. Daily life of Zakhiku people. Teams of expert archaeologists carefully investigate every artifact, structure, and geological formation in Zakhiku, the old city. With each find, they learn more about this long-lost civilization. Their daily activities, social structure, and economic practices are all revealed. Even the smallest pieces of pottery, tools, and personal possessions give important information about the crafts, technology, and habits of the people who previously thrived here. However, this cave contains more than just artifacts. Its proximity to the powerful Euphrates River reveals a strong link to the lives of the ancient inhabitants. The Euphrates, an ancient civilization's lifeline, played a critical role as a primary water source for irrigation. Fertile land and effective irrigation systems produced abundant crops, enabling a thriving agricultural society. This abundance of food not only improved the city's economy, but also created the foundation for the city's rich cultural and social fabric. The discovery of ceramic vessels with cuneiform tablets from the depths of antiquity served as a significant archive of written documents, providing us with a direct peek into the daily lives of our ancient forefathers. Some of the tablets still contained seal impressions, including one belonging to Gimel-Ninkarek, a significant man in the adjacent town of Turka. This vital link indicated his authority and involvement in the community, motivating the academics to dive deeper into his life and the civilization of the late 18th century before Christ's birth. A fascinating microhistory of Gimel-Ninkarek and his village emerged when they decoded these intimate texts. These tablets, located within what appeared to be his home, revealed not only the experiences of wealthy people, but also the sufferings of those facing financial difficulties, such as a small girl named Guadam. These records, meticulously analyzed and published by the team's epigrapher, Olivier Roule, gave a rare window into the problems and successes of Turkey's ancient inhabitants. Number 6. Tunnels. As the waters receded, an incredible discovery emerged from the astonishing past. The tunnels that were previously buried beneath the water of the famed Euphrates River are this hidden secret. The ancient tunnel has flawless workmanship and well-designed stairwells. It is pretty amazing for historians to observe such an incredible building. But who could have created such a marvel? Those who believe in Christian prophecy believe the tunnels go to the jail where the angels are imprisoned. However, the majority of people believe that this is not the case. A closer examination of the historical text reveals that these mythical tunnels connected the cities of Babylon in Mesopotamia. While its existence was sometimes called into question, the appearance of this tunnel seemed to confirm it. We believe that as experts explore this ancient discovery, previously unknown historical truths will be uncovered, shedding light on our history's secrets. The tunnel's walls are ornamented with strong architecture and fine craftsmanship, evoking a long-forgotten civilization. According to certain historical traditions, these tunnels are connected to the legendary Queen Semiramis. These finds validate what was previously only recorded in old writings. However, we can't help but go back in time to connect the links as ancient mysteries are exposed by the drying of the Euphrates River. Now, it's time for today's subscriber's pick. We have already told you about the caves and tunnels that have emerged, as well as the terrifying sounds reported in these caves. Recently, a cave under Euphrates has been closed up because they found this. This freak of nature appears unlike anything ever seen before. A fish? A reptile? Perhaps both? Or maybe none of these. Its huge mouth and long snake-like tongue surely makes it capable of devouring humans. Perhaps this was the source of these sounds? Or are there even more dangerous creatures hidden within these caves and tunnels waiting to emerge? What do you think? Number 5. Languages, script, and paintings. Scientists have discovered inscriptions, writings, and artistic depictions within these hallowed rooms that contain the keys to unlocking the past. We gain first-hand tales of how people in that region lived as historians translate these inscriptions and marvel at the mesmerizing pictures. What a time-traveling journey! It's as though we've been transported directly into our ancestors' hearts and minds. These astounding discoveries not only fill key gaps in the study, but also serve as a critical foundation for future research. Every writing, from cave walls to interesting artifacts, has a story to tell. These inscriptions contain the key to a plethora of knowledge ranging from communication and literature to ancient intellectual pursuits. Scholars go deep into administrative documents, legal decrees, and inventory in order to provide insight into Zakhiku's governance and economic systems. But wait, there's more. Researchers get insights into the social structure, political organization, and administrative practices of this bustling metropolis by analyzing these records. We'll recreate people's daily lives, jobs, and the intricate relationships between various society groupings. And there's still more. Religious texts and songs may be found among these inscriptions, providing insight into the ancient Zakhikuians' spiritual beliefs, ceremonies, and practices. These works allow us to delve into the city's pantheon of deities, their duties, and the cosmological beliefs that affected the lives of the inhabitants of Zakhiku. The creative depictions found in Zakhiku Cave serve as windows into the cultural and historical environment of this ancient city. Engravings and sculptures represent scenes from ordinary life, mythological narratives, and historical events in exquisite detail. These captivating works of art are visual testaments to Zakhiku's rich cultural traditions, artistic styles, and symbolic meanings. Researchers can reconstitute the aesthetics, symbolism, and artistic techniques used by the gifted ancient residents by studying these pictures. Furthermore, exploring this cave provides a link to larger historical events and surrounding cultures. The cave's artwork unravels untold stories and provides a fuller knowledge of Zakhiku's role in the broad fabric of history, from conflicts and wars to key events that affected their past. Number 4. The Fertile Crescent. The Euphrates led to the birth of civilizations, hence a famous term known as the Fertile Crescent arose in the chapters of history. Imagine a wide, flat plain between two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. This was the ancient land of Mesopotamia, where the first civilizations took root. Mesopotamia, meaning land between the rivers, is a part of the larger region famously called the Fertile Crescent, stretching from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. It was here that the very first farming communities were born, laying the foundation for the great civilizations that followed. For the early inhabitants of Mesopotamia, this land was a true gift. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers carried the gift of fertile soil called silt down from the surrounding mountains. Every year, the rivers flooded, depositing silt across the Mesopotamian plain. This annual gift of moist, rich earth made the region excellent for planting crops and establishing a thriving society. Yet the river's flooding also brought challenges. Heavy floods would sweep away entire villages, while the desert beyond the rivers faced scorching droughts, leaving plants to wither and die. Despite these hardships, the ingenious Sumerians who migrated to Mesopotamia thousands of years ago harnessed their determination and turned this land into productive farmland. How, you might wonder? Well, they developed two revolutionary agricultural techniques. Firstly, irrigation, which involved a network of canals spanning miles. It was dug to carry water from the rivers to fields during the long, hot, and dry summer months. This allowed crops to be grown far from the riverbanks. Secondly, the Sumerians introduced the plow, transforming the laborious process of planting seeds into an efficient and productive method. As agricultural techniques improved, a food surplus emerged, leading to a population increase. Villages blossomed into towns around 3,000 years before the birth of Christ. The first cities emerged, like the powerful city-state of Uruk, with a population of about 40,000 people. These city-states became centers of trade, rich in fertile soil but lacking wood, stone, and metals. The enterprising Sumerian traders, aided by wheeled carts and sailing ships, embarked on voyages to distant lands, exchanging surplus grain and wool for precious resources. Through the process of bartering, Mesopotamian city-states grew in wealth and power, becoming the cradle of the world's first civilizations. Mesopotamia's legacy as the mother of all civilizations will never be forgotten. We can now connect the dots to complete the story of the Fertile Crescent only because the drying of the Euphrates has revealed many hints leading to Babylonians. The Euphrates floated through Babylon as it served as the city's source of nourishment for its crops and provided water for the Babylonian people. Many archaeological remnants like houses reveal how the Babylonians built structures in and around the Euphrates River. Number 3. Building, ceramic vessels, and cuneiform tablets. As the region continues to be plagued by droughts, many new archaeological wonders have risen from the hidden depths of the waterways. There were also well-preserved buildings in the ancient city. Historians uncovered an industrial complex among these structures. Massive walls and towers surrounded this complex. This is a genuinely astonishing discovery because the walls and towers were relatively well maintained, given how old the structures were and how long they had been submerged. Historians also discovered a multi-story storage structure. The massive magazine structure appears to be very important to the people of that culture. It was most likely utilized to store items from throughout the region. The building's preservation, though, was even more astounding. Historians were amazed to see the walls, which appear to be made of sun-dried mud and are over 3,000 years old. They could have been destroyed a long time ago. Despite being slightly damaged by the earthquakes of the year 1350 before the birth of Christ, the buildings stand sturdy. The higher portions of the walls, however, are partially eroding. It seems like it would have been this rubble that protected the lowest portions of the walls from the water. The excavation site revealed remarkable finds. Among the findings, the most amazing discovery is of the 5 ceramic vessels. These vessels also had over 100 cuneiform tablets. Some of these tablets were still in their clay envelopes. It's truly unbelievable to witness such ancient clay tablets surviving the test of time so perfectly. These ancient tablets allow us to uncover the secrets of the city's history and the daily life of its inhabitants. Number 2. Graves on the lake. Syria's Euphrates Dam, constructed in year 1968, brought both progress and loss, flooding many ancient sites. But along the banks of the mighty Euphrates River, the past lay hidden, preserving glimpses of the ancient world. The region along the Euphrates River holds a secret treasure of Syriac Christian monasteries and countless cemeteries. As the water levels fall and the lake turns crystal clear, the submerged cemeteries reveal themselves like ancient whispers from the past. This was the site bound to fascinate historians and archaeologists. Beneath the waters of the Euphrates, there was a hidden graveyard belonging to the early ancient civilizations. The western district of Raqqa, once submerged, now offers a remarkable sight to behold. These ancient graves hold stories, memories, and perhaps even the secrets of generations past. Hence, historians are searching for more archaeological remnants around these graves. Time will surely reveal to us the true residents of these graves. Number 1. Homo erectus. The Euphrates River has long been a key dividing barrier between the East and West, shaping the course of history with wars, invasions, and the distribution of power across Asia and North Africa. But what's even more intriguing is the river's significance in the distant past, where evidence of human presence dates back to the time of early Homo erectus. Imagine standing on the banks of the Euphrates and unearthing artifacts and remains of our ancient ancestors. Julian stone artifacts and the remains of early Homo erectus have been found, revealing the most ancient evidence of human existence in modern-day Turkey. One remarkable find is a fragment of a Homo erectus skull, estimated to be around 1.1 million years old, discovered in Kokabas, western Anatolia. This discovery alone is a window into a time long gone, offering us a glimpse of our early human ancestors and their journey through the ages. And that's not all. We're delving even deeper into history as we uncover the most ancient Paleolithic site with stone tools in Durs Unlu, central Anatolia, dating back almost 0.9 to 0.78 million years ago. Southeastern Turkey has also revealed rare early Paleolithic finds in the area of Birecik, right along the banks of the Euphrates Valley. Homo erectus, a human of medium stature, walked upright, paving the way for the evolution of our species. Their brain case was low, their forehead receded, and their wide nose, jaws, and palate distinguished them from modern humans. They held the distinction of being the first human species to control fire, a groundbreaking achievement that occurred around 1 million years ago. As we stand in astonishment at these remarkable discoveries, we can't help but imagine the lives of our ancient ancestors, navigating the landscapes of early Turkey, using stone tools to adapt and thrive in their environment. Thanks for watching, and we see you in the next one.